Hi, my name is Colby Uva, and I've been driving organic traffic to marine and outdoors businesses for more than 15 years. So, today's topic that I want to cover would be 25 blog post ideas for tourism and fishing fleets, organized by sales stage. So, if you've ever watched the sales trainer Grant Cardone, you're gonna see that he breaks down the sales process into multiple steps. So you're going to want to bring blog posts to address each step along the way. So let's start with the steps, right? So you have the greeting, you have the fact finding, you have the demonstration, the proposal, and the close. All are distinct steps. And when you're writing your blog post, you're going to want to you're going to want to meet customers in different portions of these steps. Maybe they've already seen your company and they're running into your company multiple times and they're at a different step. So they're asking different types of questions. So let's start with the greeting. The greeting is to bring trust. So it says who we are. If you're in the marine industry, you're going to say, okay, let's say you're a charter boat. You're going to say, meet the captain and the crew. That's one blog post, or it's one page on your website. Some people are just concerned about getting on a boat, right? So you're going to say, here is my safety checklist before every trip, and put it on your website or in a blog post. Some people, again, some people are going to skip this step because they don't need this level of reassurance, let's say. But let's say someone sending their kids on a charter, and it's a mom making the decision for this. Is your location safe for boating? What to expect? And this could be for a tour, especially maybe more than a fishing charter. And then another thing about what to expect, first-time boating trip guide, what to expect. All right, so now let's move on to the next step. You have the fact-finding. So here you're gonna be asking your customer questions, and you're gonna find out more about them and kind of move them down the funnel as we go here. So if we're looking for fit, is this reader a fit for the service that I sell? All right, so now you're gonna say, okay, you're gonna put in best boat trip for families in this place. So if they're looking for that, they're a fit, because let's say they're a family that is visiting Miami. They're going to be searching this, and so therefore they're already your target customer. So you already know that if they're reading this article and they're clicking the link from that article, that's your customer. Best trip for couples. If you have a package for couples to go out, let's say to a sunset cruise, maybe it's not going to be a sandbar day because that's more of a party thing. So it depends on what you're looking for. Inshore versus offshore fishing. What is best for your group? Well, in this case, if you have an inshore boat and an offshore boat, then I mean you could put both if you have that. But if you have one, you're going to want your call to action in the one that selects the customer as someone that wants your service. 4 versus 8 hour. These are, putting people into buckets here. All right. How many people can fit comfortably on this boat? So this might even be for selling a boat, because you're looking for, so this could be a high ticket item where you're trying to sell a boat. So you're gonna say, okay, this person's they're shopping for this many people. Maybe they have a large family, so they need a large boat, or maybe they have different goals. But this is how you're going to filter them. Now you're going to do the demonstration, and this is the experience. So you're going to kind of show what it looks like for you to go on this experience. A day on our fishing charter, what it looks like. What's included with your trip, so people have their, kind of see, oh wow, I like to have food on the trip and a cold cooler full of beer. That looks like what I'm going to be doing. A seasonal fishing calendar. Many charter boats and websites use this very successfully because when you're doing the research in that area, or if you're looking for a certain target species, this is a great one to use. What do we maximize? What do we do to maximize catch chances? That's another one. The best spots we visit and why we choose them. If you're traveling to a place, maybe you can, and you want to do, let's say someone's looking for marlin. You're going to set the expectation that they're going to be going 100 miles offshore to catch this marlin, let's say. All right, now we have the proposal and the pricing. And remember, some people are going to just jump right into this, and that's a lot of time that's because you have the marketing set up beforehand. So they might just skip straight to pricing, or this type of person doesn't need so much information to make a decision. How much is it? Let's go. These are great customers to have. All right, so let's say what does the fishing charter cost? Very simple, a pricing page. Most people have this, but one way you can use your blog is you can make it a little bit more specific for different packages, so that you're, especially in the age of AI and ChatGPT, people are asking much more specific questions. So make sure that you're covering a lot of different scenarios. Let's say leaving the dock a little bit later, or who knows? Get creative with this. Sometimes you're going to have fuel surcharges. This is pretty common in Southern California, where you get on the boat and they're like, okay, yeah, the fuel charge before you get on the boat is $60 because the gas price went up. So answering this question beforehand makes it a lot easier to close. One of the things that Grant Cardone often says in this area would be, put the price up front. All right, what's included versus what's not included. This gives your customer clear expectations, and it prices out what the expectations are. All right, packages, standard versus premium. What should do you want an upgrade? You can have higher tier services for a higher price. Now, in the closing, people are going to give you a lot of, Grant Cardone talks a lot about complaints versus objections. So in the charter business, you're going to have, let's say, what if we don't catch fish? That's an objection. So you're going to want to set realistic expectations for this, and maybe you have a policy where it's like a money back guarantee, or maybe you just say, look, it's fishing, we might not catch fish, and let them handle that. Hey, I get seasick. Am I going to get seasick on that? There's many ways to handle this objection. You can also put up a blog post that says, hey, if you get seasick and that's all that's holding you back from coming on this trip, do this, and that. You're going to have a lot lower likelihood that you're going to do it. But you should come anyways, because it's going to be worth it. What happens is if the weather is bad. All right? So that might be an objection, right? So you should still come anyways, because we have lots of plans. What is your real concern about that? And you cover that within the article. Can beginners do this? You know, I've never come to this area. I've never, gone fishing in this area. So yeah, we can do it. Here's how we make it easy for you. Here, send me your credit card information. I'll get you booked. Our private charter's worth it. So someone might be looking at, going on a head boat where they're going to spend, $70, share the boat with like 70 people, or not 70 people. Well, actually, it depends on where you're going, but more like 30 people. And you're like, look, you're going to have an exclusive experience. So you might as well, pay up a little bit extra and yeah, come on my private charter. Okay, you get all these ideas, but at the end of the day, you have to implement it without overcomplicating it. So let's get started. Write a list of 20 questions from calls and texts you already have. Make sure that you take these questions that people have and just have a general awareness of where the customer is in the moment. right? If it's like a trust fit, right now they're kind of in the greeting. Maybe it's a lead that is now like a cold lead. And you need to warm them up again. This phase, right? Is it a fit? All this stuff like that. When people are asking you questions, basically filter them through this framework. Okay. Next, you're gonna publish 2 posts per week for 8 to 10 weeks. Now, this sounds like a lot of dedication. Actually, for this one, I disagree with this one. Actually, this is I would say post a lot, but be consistent. So figure out how much you can consistently do. I would say do a lot of the work up front, and then implement the scheduling of it. That's different than creating the material. So you can answer these questions in one day and start putting them out there and start optimizing them, especially when certain ones are getting traction. And I will talk about that in a little bit. But understand what's getting traction and work from there too. But I wouldn't hold off 2 posts per week. I would just say these are some notes I had here, but no, I disagree with that. Put out a lot of stuff and refine. All right. Add a book now, call to action, and internal links to your booking pages. This does a few. Obviously, you want to sell stuff, right? So you're going to want to put your call to actions within here. But you also want to be found. So you're going to need to show the machines, Google, ChatGPT, what each page within your website is about. So the more you're writing about it and you're linking back with those specific words, you're explaining to the machine what that page is about. Train your team to send the right article at the right moment. Text, email scripts. So your sales team, you can have a great sales team, and actually this turbocharges your sales team because if you have all these questions answered, your salesperson is going to look really good when they can just send a link to the answer. But don't make it like I've seen a lot of these basically like the bot chat things where there's like, okay, hey, there's an answer to this question. It's very impersonal. So you actually want to have your person, like your human being, because people still value taking the time and speaking with human beings. You want to take that article and be like, look, here, this is for you, and here's why based upon what I know about you because I've been listening to you. Yeah. So we'll cover another topic at another time. But thanks for watching, and I hope this is very helpful into what you're trying to accomplish.